Alright, what's going on, guys? We're back. This is episode 8 of the prep series. We are now going to do twice weekly uploads. So every Monday and Thursday, I figure I'd give you guys a little bit more content, more frequent videos, keep you better in the loop of what's going on. Try to do some different content as well. Today, we've got back day. So yeah, I mean, nothing fancy about back day. This is a bit more of a, call it a lat focused day, but ultimately, both of my back days have a bit of, width and thickness, whatever, however you want to classify it. It has a good fair share of both, just a bit more biased towards one, mainly because one back day is more of a posterior day, but I think I got into that in a different video. Anyways, just getting my pre and intro ready. Figure I'd give you guys a look at what I'm rocking today. It's very similar to everything that I normally run. We've got our Hostility V2. I actually, I was going to go with the Raging Red Gummy, but I've been running that a ton recently. So we're going to swap to the grape apple flavor. This is a good one just to swap up from time to time. I do 2 scoops here. And by scoop, I don't level them off at all. So 2 scoops in there. And that's done. And then to add to the pre-workout, as always, 2 scoops of beta-alanine. Now, the reason I do beta-alanine is 1, I like the tingles. 2, there is a little bit of evidence of some extra endurance, performance, whatever. Mainly, I just like the feeling of it. And that's the pre-workout. Very, very simple this time around. Nothing insane in there. And that's that. Next up is going to be the intro workout, which we are mixing up in this giant jug that I just recently got in from Hostile. I think it's called the Big Mouth jug or something. Super fire, holds a lot of water, which is good. So it's fun like a motherfucker. So which is a good change up because I'm no longer cold all the time. I'm just really hot now. So I do a scoop of glutamine in there, and then we're rocking the Silanine Tangy Raspberry EAAs. I'm going to do 2 scoops actually. I typically only do 1, but because this is a very big jug, I figure, you know what, we'll do 2. It tastes good. It's really the only reason I do that. My go-to intro right now. I can't wait until start putting the intro carbs back in. I missed those from my off season. That was a big staple. And then the other thing, just a little bit of salt. I eyeball about a gram of salt in here. 1,000 mg of sodium, whatever. Yeah, it's not really a perfect science. Throw the remainder in my sink, because I don't care. And that is actually it. Very simple. Oh, and then I also do 2 scoops of creatine in my intro. Now, I do also have 2 grams of creatine in my pre-workout meal in my shake. But, I don't know, I've experimented with all kinds of different amounts of creatine. I don't get any negatives from 20 grams a day, but I feel like I get a little bit more positives from it, if that makes sense. Like maybe 1% better, 2% better. And those minute differences are important. So get the intro mixed up. I'm gonna head down to the car and get my ass to the gym. I'm not feeling the most high energy today, but car ride to the gym always changes that around. We get the music bumping, feeling pretty good, and yeah, should be good to go. All right, so we've arrived at the gym, and when I was leaving my house, I was definitely lower energy. And since then, my pre-workout meal is fully digested, so the carbs are in my bloodstream. We also took the pre-workout. I did also have 2 Rice Krispie treats. The wrappers are right here. So I have 2 of those before every workout. So again, more just fast-acting glycogen. Oh, and then obviously the music, really getting my head in the right spot here for training. So I'm feeling a lot better, and I'm about to go crush this back day. No real ramble from me. Let's get in the gym. All right, so our first movement is a close grip lat pull down. I really like this one. I feel like it opens up my lats to a pretty great extent. Pretty basic movement, nothing crazy. Nothing super weird about it. No fancy setups or anything like that. And I think it's a great way to start off, at least this first back day. Like I said, this one's more like lat focused, if you will, but I don't really classify it as like thickness and width difference. So I don't know, just a bit more bias, I guess, towards the lats on this day. And that's why I'm doing it here. Like I said, the close grip, I find that it really opens up my lats and I get a really good stretch throughout. So yeah, that's kind of what we're aiming for. I'm going to do a quick feeler set And then we'll move in. We got 2 working sets. Second working set is a rest pause. So gotta keep the intensity high, especially through prep. I mean, obviously the intensity high at any point, but like through prep, just keep the strength, keep the muscle, everything's good. And always train as hard as possible. So it's because you're in a dieting phase doesn't mean you need to dial back the intensity, at least not right now, right? Where food's still good and, recovery's still good. Once we get later into prep, yeah, sure. Maybe intensity will have to come down. We'll have to be a bit smarter, more calculated with our recovery. But for right now, just let it rip. So take a quick, like I said, quick feeler set and see how things are moving. I felt good. Back is feeling pretty loose, feeling pretty strong in this movement. So get cracking into the working sets here. Yeah, there's really nothing fancy about this movement. I mean, I try not to lean too far back because when I lean, like when I'm coming down, right, if I lean too far back, then I feel like I get a lot more upper back, versus if I'm here and I stay more upright, I can really squeeze down into the lat here, which is what I'm focused on instead of pulling almost like a row. Then you get more like Terry's and shit. So really focusing on staying upright and pulling like elbows into your hips basically is what I think of and really squeeze that lat. That's the only real cue I have here for you. Let's get into this movement. So another thing is I'm not quite coming all the way up on the movement. And that's on purpose. Because if I go all the way up, for me, then my shoulders come up and I kind of lose the spot in the lat where I'm trying to train. So I come up until a point where I feel like basically maximum tension, and then I pull back down. But so I don't come all the way up. For you, if you come all the way up and you don't lose your lat, great. But for me, I find with a lot of other people, and some clients included, that when you do go all the way up, you tend to kind of lose the lat a little bit and lose exactly where you're trying to hit and target. So just important to be mindful. You don't always have to use like the full range of motion, especially if it's that kind of negative. Like if you're like, oh, I got to use the full range of motion, but you lose tension, what's the point, right? So like on a chest press, for example, like, yeah, you could come down and push all the way through, right? Which would be good because you're getting a nice squeeze in your chest. But if you're coming all the way through and then your chest goes limp and you feel it a lot in your tricep or your front delt, what's the point, right? So it goes back to what I always say. You're training the muscle, not the movement. So however you feel that muscle the best in that movement, in that setup, do that. Don't focus on anything else. As long as you can keep tension on that muscle and feel it through the whole movement, it's a good movement. It's a good setup. Keep doing that. So this one here, same idea. Yeah, we're going to take a rest pause here. So it's going to do it. Feeling that right where I want it. So we're gonna move on here and hop into some cable curls. All right, so we've got cable curls. I think these are a fantastic bicep builder. Just, I don't know, they always feel really good to me. No real fancy setup here. Drop the cable real low. I like to use a straight bar. Some people use an easy bar. I've always liked the straight bar. That's really it. Let's get into it. It's a good set. Oh, biceps are on today, which is good. Biceps are one for me that I really want to bring up. Obviously, prep is not really the time to do that, but I figure if I even use this time to like improve my execution, find better movements and things like that, come off season, come grow time, you know, then we can really get some big ass biceps. But for now, I'm really just focused on technique, making sure I feel what I want to feel, which currently is the biceps. We're doing a pretty good job there. We got 3 working sets for this. The last working set is a drop set, and that is like drop twice, and then at the end we're just kind of hoisting that shit. Really just, the focus on that is really just blood. Get blood in the bicep, getting a sick ass pump. That's really what we're here for, obviously. Now with biceps, I like to do a little bit of partial work at the end. I've been dialing back the partials mainly just because I find that I get wrecked, obviously. That's just a small adjustment. It's not really taking away from my workouts at all. I still keep the drop sets, rest pauses, things like that. And the volumes stay the same, just being a little bit more mindful on the back end with partials and things, especially if I have an intensifier. Because, I don't know, I stopped doing that and it's, you know, started progressing pretty quick. So definitely a bottleneck from a fatigue standpoint, but yeah, just small little adjustments. And I know my body pretty well when it comes to training. Like, I have my coach, but he handles enhancements, diet, and things like that. I do all of my training, so I'm very like in tune with myself and know what the hell is going on with at least with my training. And I'm the one in the gym, so that's why I do that. So I'll adjust things like that, add intensifiers. Maybe I'll switch up a movement if something's getting kind of dull. Or in this case, taking out the partials because they're too fatiguing at this point. You know, one more set here. Drop set on this one. This one's going to be good. And now on that one, I am putting partials just because the weight's getting pretty light. I can just kind of just squeeze every little bit out of it. Biceps are pumped. You can get a little bit of forearm engagement there, which is always good. I do have, I'm pretty sure I have rope hammer curls later. Might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I do. Kind of forget sometimes. But we're done with that. Time to go to the next movement here. We got pullovers. And so we've got pullovers here. I do like this machine. When I first started using it, I didn't really care for it, but it's kind of growing on me, especially as I start to learn it and use it a little bit better, a little bit smarter. Just kind of find a little bit better connection. Drop that. It also has a seatbelt, which kind of keeps me in place, which is pretty nice. I do like that aspect of it. Yeah, not much to say on this one. Let's get into it. That was a good set. Got a really good connection with my lats today, which is always nice. I always like connecting very well. I feel like I always connect decently well, and obviously some days just a little bit better than others. One key thing on this movement too is when you're driving down, I find that, at least on this machine specifically, this is the Arsenal one, that it's very easy to engage your core. So like, I don't know, I find that honestly putting my head back towards the end there, I just figured this out, like, takes the core out of it for me. And I really just think about driving my elbows, again, to my hips. Basically with any lat movement, if you're wondering, why can't I feel my lats? Drive your elbows to your hips. I guarantee you that will feel a lot better than whatever setup you were doing before. You're gonna get a lot more out of your lat movements, especially like pullovers, pull downs, and then any row biases the lats. You're gonna get a lot more out of it. Use that cue for your next lat move. The other thing about this machine is it's like an easy bar portion I can't quite fit into. So that kind of sucks. It just hits me in the lap every time. Really annoying. Gets the job done here. All right, let's go. Feels really good. Back is already pumped. We're only halfway through, so pretty excited. Let's keep us through this workout. So our next movement here is a seated cable row. This is one that's a bit more, again, like lat biased. This one, really important that you're cueing. Like, you know, you're sitting here. I come off to whatever side I'm training first. So this would be the left side. And I'm coming out and I'm really driving in. But once again, really focus on bringing that elbow to that hip and just driving it in there. Even a little bit like leaned over so that it's already semi-contracted in the lat, allowing it to stretch and then really pulling in there. And even a slight rotate of the wrist too, if if it allows I get a better squeeze as well. So that's what we're looking at here. This is still a semi-recent addition to my program. I've had it in for about 5 weeks or so. It has easily become one of my favorites and an absolute staple in my back day. For some reason I'm blanking, but I'm pretty sure it's in both of my back days. Yeah, it is. It's in both of my back days. I just had this movement. It's really great. So yeah, that's enough out of me. Let's get into it. All right, time to get into the second set here. This one, I actually do a drop set on. I was doing a rest pause, but the other day I did a drop set here and the squeeze that I was able to conjure up, started like the stretch and everything. It just felt really good. So I'm gonna do it again. And that is a wrap on that. I feel very wide right now. Back is very full. So pretty happy with that. So right there. And next, I do actually have the rope hammer curls that I was talking about earlier. Those are dope. So let's go get that set up. So if you got the rope hammer curls, like I said, this is a movement that I've been doing a lot. I really like how it feels. It's a fancy movement, but I've been including it. And I feel like it gives me a nasty pump. So let's get into it. The feeling from that is really good. Feel it all, bicep, the brachial radialis, whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying. Feels real good. So I do these. I like them over dumbbells because there's constant tension. So like dumbbells, kind of at the bottom, you don't really get much, and like even in the bottom portion, you don't get a whole lot. But with the rope, through the whole thing, you should have tension throughout. So I really feel like it shines, and I feel like this is the appropriate way to do a hammer curl. The traditional way, of course, being dumbbell, but you know, gotta innovate at some point. It was the better movement, honestly. So if you're doing dumbbell hammer curls, swap to ropes, trust me. Another fantastic set. You just feel really good. Next set, we go to a drop set. Similar setup as I had before with just regular cable curls, but with the rope hammers. I feel like that for me, get that lasting full feeling in my biceps. Always feels cool, looks cool, badass pump. That sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. I kicked my ass today. I've noticed that yesterday and today following suit, really fizzling out towards the end of the workout. Still keep intensity pretty high, but just not the same output on the last couple sets, or last, like, I'd say 3 exercises. But luckily we only have 1 more exercise after this, and it's a short variation, so not that bad. But let's get into our last set here. Biceps are toast. That's a wrap on those. Let's get into shrugs. All right, and so this is the last movement of the day. I typically do, it varies. It's 1 or 2 sets, depending on how I feel. If I feel like I got enough out of it with the 1 set, then I'm gonna do the 1 set. If I feel like I need another, then I'll do another. Some days I feel like 2. Some days I feel like 1. Just kind of play it by ear on that one, play it by feel. Because like I said, we did a lot of lat work today, so just kind of getting that mid-back, upper back deal. Really get a nice complete pump, I guess. But let's get into it. All right, time to check the pump. We have a bit of a different spot today. But the pump should still be pretty nuts. Pretty good pump today, not the worst. Feeling a little kind of meh today. Energy isn't like top tier. It's pretty good throughout the workout, but definitely fizzled out towards the end. I guess I can't be mad at that look necessarily. Let's try this front lat again. I'm happy with this look. That celery is pretty nuts today. Yeah. The biceps are nice and pumped. We're coming along nicely, getting leaner by the day. Good look here. Like I said, pretty happy with it. But time to get home and eat. Got a big day later. We're going gambling. So we'll lock in, get home, have the meals, packing for the drive, and get on the road. And we are back in the car. I'm like crashed. I don't know. Today and yesterday, the same thing happened. Just kind of like at the end of the workout, I'm just like fucking power off. I don't know. That was a good workout. Pump was pretty good. Different posing setup there, but all is good. Yeah, not much to really go over. I'm going to head home, get my post-workout meal in, pack a meal for the road, and then we're off to the casino. But yeah, that was back day. Pretty simple. Hopefully you got some good info out of that to take into your back day and improve your back training. If you have any questions on any of the movements I do or need a better in-depth look, let me know in the comments down below. Also, let me know in the comments what you want to see next, because like I said, we're doing 2 videos per week now, so it opens up the possibilities of more content. So if there's anything in specific you guys want to see, let me know. I'll make it happen. Outside of that, drop a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.